Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 516th edition of InvestData Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Here, this is the midweek trading for the week, the 21st day of May. May is gradually winding down, but I'll tell you that the global market, as we speak, also is mixed. While Asia market is flat, some of the when I mean Asia market, I'm talking generally, but while some of the market in that region, some are in green, but general market there is flat. But if you look at that of US market is also looking southward, and that of Europe is mixed. Africa is not left behind. Like I said, Africa market is mixed. We're seeing that NGX down here in Nigeria is also looking up this morning after the MPC meeting where the rate was hold unchanged. And that is also what market is waiting as. Investors in Nigeria market are digesting the outcome of that. We saw also in Australia that also the central bank there, Reserve Bank there, also went further to cut rate for the economy just to boost there. And I will tell you, when I say Asia market is flat, I think that is the only market in that region, or two of them, that are also in green. But I think that market is reacting to the rate cut in Australia as rate was adjusted down by 25 basic point. That also have triggered positive sentiment for equity market. Like I always say that anywhere in the world, all eyes are what on rate. Why I say rate, that's also what triggers flow of fund. And anytime rate is high in any market, you see that the equity market or the stock market always have a hit, because fund will live in that. But as we speak now in that region, we're seeing the fund entering the market. Why here in Nigeria, like I said earlier, market is still opening in the green, but we'll see how investor interpreting hold for the market. If inflation rate for the month of May also come to be also a decline, that means they are there. As expected in the month of July, sorry, we might likely to see a cut. But yes, back to Asia market for look to see how the market has performed so far as we speak this hour. If you look at Asia market, I'll tell you that stock there, most of them are keeping on a tight range. Like I mean they're flat or trading, kind of a side trending. But the market or the shares in Japan, we saw that those stocks there also trying to find a kind of a retreat. They're trying to receive on a soft trade data, highlighting the impact of US trade tariff. Why that of Israel? I'll tell you that Australia was that stocks in that market are extending a gain as a result of what the dovish decision of the Reserve Bank of that domain or that country. That is a good one. Generally, the regional market in that zone are weak. Q of what the software data, and also what is happening also in Wall Street. Don't not forget that the kind of the downgrade of US credit market also interpreting NEPA. But I saw kind of portfolio rotation when I at the end of trading in that those markets, but most of them also closed in green. But that trend is what that this one was seeing, that they are not continuing that direction. We're seeing a slowdown. As I said, Asia market is flat, while only few. But I believe that sentiment will continue to oscillate. And don't forget that news and information, outcomes of meeting, all this are well or not to influence sentiment. We're seeing that also a likely worsening geopolitical condition in Middle East affecting also some commodity price, especially the oil price. I can see that this morning it has also kind of jump up by more than 1% as we speak now. But like I said, that Japan trade data came below expectation as a result of impact of the tariff. That also have dragged that market there down by 0.3. Also, South Korea also said that the market there is flat. Like I said, that of it's flat as well, to show that the country is also looking at their trade deficit that was recorded in April. These are the things affecting the market in that region. Australia market is up, both the commodity, everything is looking up as a result of the outcome of the central bank decision. Yes, China proper was seeing stock rising, even when Beijing is criticizing US chip control. But I see that indices there are in green. We can see that the Shanghai Composite Index is up by almost 0.6 as we speak now, and 3% respectively with the Shanghai SI 300. For me, it's also a good one. Adding to Hong Kong also index up by 0.7. You can see that China market probably extend gain after the people also bank cut their cut what they are lending. You can see the power of rate cut anywhere. You can see in Australia, in China, even when the region, the share market is flat. But we're seeing a different domain where you can see Australia and China proper. We're seeing stock looking up because of the outcome of their setup. Bank of the People Bank of China cut rate, lending rate to further kind of boost the economy, knowing that losing their monetary policy condition will help them to support the economy, because that is what they need now. That's why rate cut is essential, especially as we are seeing a shift in major, a shift in the global economic fundamental. That means we need to also look at how you can empower your own domain or put your economy in a recovery or in a growth path. I think what Australia and China have done in terms of rate cut is welcome. Already we have seen that UK did the same thing. That's why they were saying that UK inflation is just trying to tick up again, as a report has just shown. But I believe that they see potential in that region also. Yes, we'll quickly look at I've told you about oil price, but that of Japan also, India. I think that India market also has opened, even as we speak, is just on a flat position right away now. But if you look at Europe market is mixed, and as we expect also to see more, all those retail results in that region. Also in US, that also influence the market. But right now in US market, I tell you that the major indices are down in the red, and that will tell you that investors or market sentiment are looking toward to see that the recorded of almost a little tick up in treasury yield, and also we saw that safe haven investment or like gold and others. And see also that crypto have gone as high above around 6,000 as we speak. You can see that people are looking at they downgrade the economic situation. People are reporting their portfolio to safe haven, and also we believe that also the market is looking forward to see the impact of the retail earnings that has also been in the market. What investor will win that is there insight of this trade tariff of Trump pushing prices in that and also how that tariff going to also punish also the consumers. And this are what people are also expecting to see. And also don't forget what is happening in the artificial intelligence space, or environment concerning export of chips and also importing of chips. China go to China and others, and why inflation, and like I said earlier, in UK has also kind of surged after the experience rate cut recently. For me, let's keep our finger crossed and see how this global event continue to shape sentiment and also market in that region. I will tell you that surprisingly, I know that when it comes to physical outlook in US, investors have been careful, a lot of concern in that regard, since Monday downgraded US credit rating, and that's also a concern for even global investors. Don't forget, before now we're seeing funds leaving that domain US for another market. This is another reason, even as government is also having their huge debt, and the debt ceiling is also high. All this is also what investors are looking at, trying to move away from that region. S&P, Dow Jones, and Nasdaq all are what are in red as we speak. Kind of hurting almost this session of bullish rally or transition. For me, let's keep our hands. If there are more retail earnings are expected, that will give investor a chance to know how to put in their portfolio. So looking at components like TJS company, store to departmental store to read the results, and others. Let's see how the numbers will look like. That will also affect where investors will also be looking at. And also don't forget that I mentioned about chips export, Nivea, CEO and others, all looking at how they can take advantage of this also movement in that market. UK, I said it's already up, the inflation, even when they have cut the rate. And also we saw a surge in oil prices following a report that Israel is preparing for a strike on Ukrainian nuclear facility, raising fear of supply. This also could hit from this could hit the Middle East again, and that region also. We're already seeing a kind of a slowdown, just returning, but all this front and back, we don't know where it's going. That's why global economy is still also shaking as we speak. Africa, equal to Africa, African market is mixed, and you can see that the South America, South Africa was seeing a market there trying to look up. Also in the middle, what called Central Africa, West Africa, and East Africa, we are seeing a mixed market already in that generally. But NGX right now in Nigeria, we are seeing that market is still in green at this hour. For me, it's not a bad one. Let's also keep our finger crossed. But index also was heading to break out to touch the 10,000. Once a to touch the 110,000 index and break. That is also Osha. That's why today's topic is how to trade how to trade the reversal and continuation on the NGS. We must know how to trade this. But before we go into looking at how to trade this, we look at what is the market doing right away before we come back to look at the strategy or how to trade reversal and continuation pattern or market or or price action. Yes, you can see that at this hour that market data we're seeing that market is also at you can look at this point when I come to technical analysis, look at it, but market is trying to break out this region, this strong resistance level. But as we speak now, market is reading 109,858.82, representing a 97.57 basic point, which is a 0.09% as we speak. For me, if you look at today's range so far, market have done between 109,713 over to 109,877.49. This is the range as we speak. But I believe that the market will do more. Yes, if you look at the market breadth or market internals are also in green right away as we speak. We're having 17 gainers against the 14 losers in the market right now, and that also have to pay attention to it because it's very, very important to know exactly what is driving the market. If you look at these stocks that are on the gainer chart, you can see the life of R2B school among the top 17 stocks that are in the gainer, but the top 5 are R2B school. Livestock has come back fully, trading at 8.90 kobo, up by 9.61%, followed by liquid assurance. We are seeing mutual benefit assurance and also Veja paint. These are the top 5 gainers. On the flip side, also we can see that Lasaco assurance is the one leading, followed by Prestige, seeing tantalizer profit taking, and also Police Microfinance back toward 2 naira 30 kobo. This is the state of the market right now as we speak. And the last one is the MC Nico, profit taking also as we speak. And that's why the topic today is very, very important. Yes, we saw that yesterday the outcome of MPC meeting, and that yesterday market was almost flat, but at the end you see that the market trying to oscillate or create marginally around the 0.03, trying to knock out the loss of the previous day on Monday 0.01 down. But that is the state of the market as we speak. But I believe that market is gradually changing. This midday before the afternoon session, I believe that we will see more. Really, we will see more high cap going up. But I believe that this month of May was seeing an uptrend, but also investors are taking advantage of also the rally to take profit, even as more of few stocks are making a 52 weeks high. It's good that you pay attention to what is happening in the market. Yes, to look at our topic today, how to trade continuation and reversal on the NGS. Yes, it's good that we understand when we say that there is a reversal or continuation, it totally sends a signal to the market. If you have to simplify put it in any market identifying trade, you must see a trend for from years. But when there's a shift in that trend, that is where you know that something has really happened. That's why you must pay attention to trend, because trend is your friend. Either trend is in up direction or down direction. It's good that you pay attention because probably it will give you more information on when to buy or when to sell. That is why, since all we do is price, when the price are rising, they attempt to say buyer, people to leverage, they increase the prices to do. But also when the price is falling, people attempt to also to sell to pocket their watch. Again, fundamentally tell you that this is what short-term traders do. They want to see that after market already, it just sell, it pull it down to why, and that's the nature of the market. That when you see profit, you cash out your profit, because these are parcel and parcel of what market dynamics. You must understand it anytime, any day, and that's why technical analysis is a analysis that you won't push aside, especially if you want to make money. To identify trend before you start, or what is current trend, is very very important. You can see a trend that is going up, you know that it's an uptrend. When a trend is on, you know that this is now a downtrend. And don't forget that after a bullish trend, what you see is a downtrend. And a bullish trend is an uptrend where you see that prices are moving up. And you must pay attention to that. And what is the current trend we are seeing in our market today? Currently, we are seeing that our market is trending up, even at the peak of what forming a double top that signal either reversal here or continuation. But still, we are seeing that prices are making new high. And that tells you that you must understand price movement. And when you say market is down, on a downward movement, it also tells that market is bearish. It can also help you to understand whether the market is giving opportunity to buy or opportunity to sell, and that we call a signal. You must put it at the back of your mind, and this depends greatly on whether you want to know what trend is prevailing, what is happening, and what are the factors behind this trend. And that's why you must pay attention to it. And using strategy on this reversal and trading is very very important. It is that strategy that you and I are interested today. How do you know that a trend is positively want to change? What the possibility that this trend will change to this and to the left side? Which one when it change downward? What will I do? Am I waiting to see what we call a support level to buy? You need to understand that. And first of all, don't forget that a trend reversal or a trend shift is part of all of the market. Anywhere in the world, prices is what we trade, and this price is going to go up or equity going to go up. It tells you the direction of that stock entirely, and that's why it's a trend. But when there's a reversal, that from the trend you are seeing it, there's already on the other direction. That's like opposite. When it's going up, say reversal, but taking off down. When it's going down, say reversal, it's turning up. That means you must look at this. That this talk about what movement of stocks or a market or index, whatever you are trading, which direction are they headed at that particular time. That's why you must know, so that you know the prevailing direction of that market, because that direction is very very important. Because when direction change, you should know. And that's why, like I said earlier, a bullish reversal occur when prices are also coming down. That's a bullish. Okay, the bullish reversal is when prices are top are going down. You see bullish reversal, it go up. When stocks are going up, you now see a bearish reversal, or it tells that prices are going down. You must pay attention. But when it is rising, it's a good time to buy. But when it starts falling, it's a good time also to see that. That's why different phases of the market have about the accumulation, the markup, the distribution, and the decline. If you're able to take advantage of the accumulation, you enjoy the markup. What you do at the stage of distribution, you exit, but that the market is tired, fuel is finished, and bound to start coming down. Both stocks and indices are what I'm saying, so that you know exactly what to do in that regard. You must pay attention to it. But when you say a continuation, a trend continuation, that means the price are likely to move, in the way it's going. Continuation is as definitely is referred to when the prevailing price movement shows a a tendency of being sustained. It's it's still kind of uptrend going up. That is what it means. That means the next you are seeing that after few trading session, you see that it can move from 1 day, 2 days, as your candlestick will tell you that this stock is trending up. What do? Are you the one that said go want to take profit, or you are just first following the trend to take you up and down? But understanding that trend continuation is very very important. There are times when you see stock forming a double top like we are seeing right now in our market. If there's any trigger, it breaks out, and another will give the market another direction, another uptrend entirely. That is a trend continuation, because especially when a market has formed a bullish V shape that we are seeing in our market today, so that the market still has strength to cover, because this is a V shape we are seeing already on this chart. And if we are seeing that at this point, if market is going to break out this year, we will calculate from here to here, it's likely what the market is going to repeat in the up direction. For me, that's why we must pay attention to what trend continuation, because it's also very very good to know. Also, if the market is coming down, you need to know whether at that point that you expect to see support level, it's going to be a continuation. You're going to dip further in the south. You need to also know, but that decline is what also you want to consider. As I said, this 4 phases of the market, you must pay attention to it. because it helps you to make what informed investment decision. Yet if you want to trade reversal, there are things that you need to know to trade that reversal, and this tell you that it depends also your knowledge of your timing. It's very very important. No, and the tools you can use to trade reversal, when you can look at what we call a Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement is very very important, but because of our time, I won't be able to be doing them. But as something you can equally go and do your homework by looking at some of them. Fibonacci retracement is very very good in trading what in trading reversal. When you are seeing a stock coming down, market coming down, you need to put out your look at no, let me draw all my that also Fibonacci is also serve as what resistance and support also. Fibonacci is when the price is coming down, which level will it get to? It's likely to come to reverse. That's why you use it to call it a Fibonacci, replacement strategy. You must pay attention, and for you to use it, you must understand also that this chart, as well sentiment and also the pattern, the psychology of people in the market remain the same. That if you touch this price, it's bound to go back. And that's why Fibonacci has a pin, what we call that to prepare the primary levels where it will be likely to be what a reversal. Especially the numbers we are going to see in Fibonacci is around 78.6, 61.8, 50, 38.2, and also 23.6. These are the ranges. I'm going to show you. You can touch this level and bounce back. Touch the level because we want to trade a reversal where it's likely this stock to reverse, and that's why you must also consider other technical indicators or tools like the chart patterns or candlestick pattern. Also look at them to help you also to identify where the reversal will come from. These are the things you must pay. Another strategy you can use in trading a reversal is swing trading. When you do swing trading, it helps you also to capitalize on trend changes so that you can easily enter the market at the beginning of what the reversal and uptrend. That means you must know. And also using indicators like moving average and others like Bollinger Band, stochastic indicators can help you. Even RSI can also help you. Money flow can help you to identify where there will be a change of trend. You know how to jump in, into that. Especially if you are the type that the price is low, you see that you want to go jump in. If it is high, you take profit before it starts coming down. That is why you must understand all this. Yes, also you also hold the position for several days or weeks to capture the momentum shift. Also, these are the things. Also, another one what we call trend trading is very very also important that you understand it. Understand where is the prevailing, which side is going. If it's coming down, the counterwise is going to go up. Understand all this also to help you also to catch your position, the trade you want to go in the opposite direction that to what the prevailing trend. That's why it's called a counter trend strategy. Another one is that candlestick based trading strategy, which in this lab I've emphasized using using price action, telling that single candle tells you a lot of story. Candle can give you because it's also apart from for the indicators, candlestick pattern can also help you to identify a trend and also capitalize on trend change to make early decision and catch the trend and follow, because it will tell you what has happened. If you look at the candle head and shoulder, it's also a part of it. And also there's also a reversal, a sign of a bearish. You can look at it, but when you see invert head and candle, invert head and shoulder, it tells you what is likely to occur. That means you must pay attention to all this, right, to help you to make what informed decision when you are trading. But when also you are trading a continuation trend, it's good that you know that when you are trading a trend and you expect that trend to continue, that what we call trading a continuation. A continuation is often harder than at times because the reversal can come anytime. But unless you see something like high volume supporting the changes, you are the higher ground. Like I know that when you are seeing stock trending up, the good volume, the good volume, it start going. But as it go up, volume started teaming out. Tell you that that party is getting low. At the time you don't see volume again, also you want to see that stock also coming down because volume approach but no volume again. It's also when you see a stock that is going down on a strong volume, you see that coming down board. When it's towards you can say this same volume again, people are not selling, and that's a sign that this stock are likely to that is why when you are trading continuation trend, continuation pattern or trend, you must also look beyond just the direction. Factors are likely to confirm a reversal or a continuation. When market you see a breakout, A breakout is a sign of what continuation. When you see a breakout with a high volume and it continues, that's the beginning of that volume. But when you see a breakout that it has no volume compared to the previous one, that means likely to be what we call a fake out. That means you must also understand all this so that you will be also be trapped in the market anytime, any day. You must pay attention to them. Then another strategy, first strategy you can use, you can look at the pullback strategy I just said, the trend line. You have the trend line that when the market cross this trend line, it's a time to buy. And you see that trend line is very, very important. For example, there's a trend, how this a trend line here. Let me just draw this one for example. For example, you see this trend line here. If you are the one that trade trend line, just draw it down here. And when you are seeing here, and don't keep quiet, just wait. This is a trend line. I tell you that the market is down. And also, when you see the market down, the day you see market breaking out this trend line, tell you that it's an uptrend. You start preparing to that point before you continue. Also, when you see an uptrend, also you now draw also an uptrend line. The day is also that this stock started coming down and break down, it tells that that's also another sign for the stock to go the other way. You must pay attention to it. Yes, I've mentioned about trading a breakout. It's also very, very good. A trade breakout, these are things that you must pay attention to this. But in all, I'll tell you that to sum it all up, reversals and continuation of a trend are very, very important. How you can use different strategies is what I've mentioned now, so that we understand that in different phases of the market, different strategies also should apply. You try to understand that these strategies will work with other indicators, giving you a signal, and also making it accurate for you. You must combine it. Once you're able to do that, I'll tell you that yes, the market is also moving in a direction that I believe that we're able to manage. Why? Because you always have your appropriate stop loss at the right time. That will also help you to manage your price. It is very, very important. I will say thank you on that. Let's quickly look at the market because our time is fast spent. Let's look at those stocks that also on the let me call indicators for today, since our times were let me call them so that we need to also use them to see what is happening in the market. Our T line is very, very important. I will not joke with it in this class, and I know that every one of us here has mastered this T line, how to use it effectively. Yes, we can also look for our money flow. What is happening in the market? Is fund leaving the market now? We need to know. Is fund entering the stock that I want to buy? We need to know. That's why money flow is very, very important. At this point, we can see that here this morning, you can see that money flow is already leading 80. You can see an uptrend. Yes, but MACD is telling us that a little divergent. You can see that it's also still descending down. This is a histogram, but MACD is still above. Fine, we agree. Until we see a major move, but already once this histogram crossed down the signal line here, that will also signal a bearish MACD. But right now, our MACD is still bullish, and market is still trending above this T line, which is also very, very important that we will note at this point. Good news that the market is trying to make another new high. You can see here that market is trending here, waiting for what a trigger. But with the outcome of a FPC meeting, I know that both institutional investor and local investor are digesting this outcome, and also pointing where firm will be looking at. Don't forget, since it was kind of in February when it was the MPC make the rate on hold, you can see that a lot of movement in the market, in the fixed income market, fund looking for where. But with what we're seeing, if we start seeing more positive inflation as relatively price on petroleum fuel, which is PMS, if we continue, and also insecurity, able to also then the farmer can go back to the farm, and also we expect that if we really want to drive the economy, let's have a stable work exchange so that they will not be having imported inflation. These are the things I believe. But for me, the market is not doing badly even at this point, but you have to also know when to take your products by trading your plan is very, very important. Let's quickly look at among the top gainers. Let's look at what is happening in the livestock, one in gainer chart and the other one before I finally call it a day. And don't forget, like I said on Monday, this will be the last class for this week, and the upper week I won't be in town, and we're likely to resume live class on Monday. I will say that 1st of June, and then we will resume on Monday. While next week, this Saturday, another there will no our base session class also, because I will be around. Well, on this note, let's look at what is happening to livestock feeds. Let's look at the livestock feeds now. Livestock feeds, you get to understand what is now. Then you see the momentum behind that stock now. You can see on the day chart, you can see already it has crossed the T line. You can see that MACD is becoming, trying to become bullish, but money flow is looking down. But quickly go to 1 hour chart to give us a clear direction. On 1 hour chart, you can see that the stock is going up, and it's crossed the T line, but still you can see the next good news. It's about to cross the the T line. Sorry, the red blue line can cross the red one. Good one. Money flow is entering on the 1 hour chart for this stock. Yes, another one that I want to pay attention is, let's look at what is happening in Prestige. Prestige, you are seeing Prestige that yes, they've not released their financials, but let's see what is holding that stock at this stage, that it's not making any move. Well, let's see what is there for investors to take advantage at this time, because it's very, very important that when you see this kind of opportunity in the market, you don't joke with it. Is the right time to buy the stock? Let's know, because the result is not out yet. Yes, we can see that as we speak now, the stock is trading below the C line. It was up, it was pushed down here. Look at it now around the 98 kobo. But let's cross up, let's keep our finger crossed. But MACD is already confirming a bearish MACD, a bearish MACD also. But money flow is also looking now to read around 77, fine, which is not bad. But we need an uptrend because money flow is looking down at this point. Yes, I will say thank you and see you the upper week. Enjoy the rest of your trading day and the remaining days of the week. Bye.